What's going on, veterans? It's Junior Bennett coming to you live with some new details. I am 100% permanent and total Navy Desert Storm veterans. And in this video, stay tuned. You're going to learn about the new changes that came out in 2023 when it comes to clothing allowance. Well, if you've been receiving clothing allowances from the past several years, you know that you have to fill out an application at the prosthetic department every single year at the hospital. Well, now there's a public law that came out, Public Law 117-1328 of the Consolidated Appropriations Act. It's a letter that comes in your mail from Evidence Intake Center out of Janesville, Wisconsin. It'll have your name and address on it, and it will read, "You are now eligible to receive reoccurring annual clothing allowance payment under Public Law 117-328, Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023. This means you are no longer required, ladies and gentlemen, to submit an annual application to receive an annual clothing allowance payment. The VA granted the same number of clothing allowance you received in 2022 for your 2023 benefit. We base this decision on a review of your prior allowances and the changes outlined in Public Law 117-328, which provide for recurring payments. If you received a higher or lower number of clothing allowances in 2023, than you received in 2022, or if you were granted a clothing allowance for the first time in 2023, you should have received separate notification. The payment rates for 2023 and 2024 clothing allowance benefits are, if you're getting one, survey said last year was $968.52, and this year is $991.51. $999.51. So just say $1,000 per clothing allowance. If you receive two clothing allowances, $2,000 basically, $1999.02. So good news. Eligibility. Let me go over the eligibility for receiving clothing allowance if you're not getting clothing allowance right now. All right, the VA may pay in accordance to the 38 United States Code 1162 and 38 CFR. There's the law again. 3.810. One annual clothing allowance if a veteran has a service-connected disability or disability compensable under 38 USC 1151 as it was service-connected for which a qualifying prosthetic or orthopedic appliance tends to wear or tear your clothing. Again, a qualifying prosthetic issued to you or orthopedic appliance that tends to wear, or tear your clothing. A skin medication that is used that causes irreparable staining to your outer garment. I'm service connected for PFB and I'm service connected for tinea versicolor. I guess one of those medications has required me to have a clothing allowance. The only difference is now I don't have to apply every year. It's going to come automatically. So roundabout Labor Day weekend, we usually get a deposit for the amount. So if you would add to 100% permanent total plus your clothing allowance, you're almost at $46,000 veteran alone. That's an extra $1,000 on top of your $45,000 a year, tax-free, paid to you month after month. So if you have more than one qualifying prosthetic orthopedic appliance tends to wear tail clothes, you get two of them. So please investigate your eligibility criteria for clothing allowance if you haven't gotten one yet, and you got a prosthetic device or orthopedic device that tears or wears your clothing, or medication for your skin rash, tinea versicolor, any dermatological thing that stains your clothing, you need to qualify for the clothing allowance. So good news, no longer will you have to go into the VA hospital and submit an application. It's going to come to you automatically. Good news. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.